what we're going to do today, we're going to follow the whole process from beginning to end with Megan McLean. She's a member of our community who is opening a restaurant. And so she's going to be filling out her application. We're going to be reviewing that, and we will do an inspection for her and get her permit and allow her business to open. So currently we're logged in as Megan. Megan is at the environmental health portal, and she can click on new permit application. And what that is going to do is it's going to launch what we've created, what we call a flow that will guide her through the steps of properly filling out the information that we're looking for. So there's no guesswork. She doesn't have to, basically we will lead the conversation. So as we select food service, we then have the option of what type of food service is this. Then we have an option of, what is the size of the establishment? And the way our accelerator is set up currently is these different questions are guiding the system to choose the proper permit fee for what Megan is trying to accomplish today. So on the next screen here, we have the questionnaire where Megan's filling out some information about, herself and her billing information, shipping information, ownership information. So we'll just quickly fill in some things here to get past this part. And you'll notice that a lot of these items have a red asterisk, meaning that they are required for Megan to fill out. So there is no way to move past certain screens without providing all of the information that we're looking for. Here we have the option of selecting, is this building, is this owned by a corporation or an individual? So in this case, it is Megan who owns it solely. But if she had additional owners, then we would be able to add their information down here as well. So we'll just put in some quick information. We'll not add another owner. So this screen is our placeholder for being able to integrate with your payment processing company. So you would be able to have your constituents make a credit card or perhaps an ACH, check payment during the application process, and we can also have it where they're not required, or they're not required to do this, but it's just an option for them. So I'm just going to put in some information again to get us past this screen. And we'll say I went ahead and paid for that. So on this screen here, we're asking Megan to upload any documents that we require for the application process. In this instance, we're just asking for a leasing agreement. And as Megan drags her file over, what you will notice is once we upload that file, so you can see I named the file COM lease form, but automatically as it's uploaded, our system renames it to the name of the business that she's opening and then the actual type of document that we wanted her to upload. That way it makes it easier for us to know, okay, this is what she uploaded as the leasing agreement if we were looking for multiple different documents. We can move forward, and we just have one more screen where we're asking a couple other pieces of information and being able to get Megan's signature. And at that point, her application has been completed. She could receive an email at this point with a recap of everything, possibly, some next steps information, or, if you have any questions, you can contact us at this area. But also, now that Megan filled out this application, she has access to view this application within the portal as well. So we can see that this is the application that Megan just filled out today. And I can go ahead and click on that application as her. I can review anything that I had put in. And any of these areas where we have a pencil, Megan would be able to update or make changes to that if there were any issues with what she had put in. We could also have fields that are not able for her to be edited and would be internal. Additionally, we have a kind of a communication tool built in within Salesforce that's called Chatter. And that allows anyone internally to be able to communicate and keep notes on a record, as this application is what we would call a record. But it also allows the constituent to be able to communicate directly with our staff without having to do phone calls and emails and then losing that information and not having it within the record detail here. So right now, Megan could say, and then that's going to log that question to this record that, as we'll see in just a moment, our internal staff is able to see and comment back to Megan on. Mike can come in, he can log into the system, and he immediately has a very quick view of any open applications that haven't been assigned to anyone yet, any users, any in this case, establishments who are trying to gain access to be members of our community portal so that they can do the same things that Megan did. Any open invoices, if we do plan reviews. And then we also have some additional metrics about cases and where those, what types of cases, applications, and then lists of those related items. And so this is what we call our dashboard homepage. Each of these different components is completely configurable. It can have any of the information that you're looking for specifically in your area, because each one of these is built on a report that is housed in the backend. And what I can do is any one of these areas, I can also click here to view report, and I can get an expanded view of what that single component was telling me. So it just had a number on it as far as open applications, but now I can come in and I can see some more detailed information about that. Additionally, I could very quickly export this as a CSV file if we needed to send it to any, governing body that we work with, or, the mayor, school board, just whoever we might want to be able to share this information with externally. So coming back, another thing that I wanted to mention while we're looking here is the navigation bar. So here at the top of the screen, we have all of our different areas that we would be able to go to and look at records. As any individual user, I can drag any one of these, anywhere on the list, making it easier for me to be able to access them or find them specifically where I want. If I click on the name itself, that takes me directly to a related list of invoices in this case, or inspections. But additionally, I can click on the down arrow, and if I wanted, I could very quickly create a new inspection. I can easily go to any of the last 5 records within that area that I had just looked at, or I can specifically go to a list that I like to use frequently. So I can immediately just go, I want to go right to a list of pending hotel inspections or pending pool inspections, without wasting time of clicking multiple areas to, find my way to get to that list. But to get back on focus, what we're doing is, as we've logged in and we scroll down, we can see here's a list of my complaint records, here's a list of my reviews, and right here we have our new applications. Wrong button. So here we have our list of new applications, and we have that application that Megan had sent in to us. So Mike is able to click on that application. He can see all of the information that Megan had provided to us. We see that she had paid her invoice. I can also view her signature and the commercial leasing application that she had uploaded for us that we requested. Here in the chatter, I can see her message to me, and I can write back to her. And then Megan would now be able to see that in her portal as well. So as we have our application, You'll notice that we have our workflow section up here. Any of these steps can require approval from someone within our department, another department who has access to the system. So we can build in a lot of different factors and requirements to be able to move this application along. Within our specific demo today, we don't have a lot of that set up because we would then have to do a lot of clicking into emails and approving different things. But there is a lot that you can do to set up different requirements on moving this application forward through the approval process. You'll notice as well that when this application was created, that it created a pending food permit. And I can click on that pending food permit, which does show the fee that Megan had paid. It is linked to her account. And I can go ahead and create an inspection for one of our inspectors to go out and take a look at Megan's establishment. So in the background right now, the system is automatically looking, oh, hey, this is a food inspection. Let's create a food inspection. And it's going to design that whole object and create the whole list for us that we'll see here momentarily. So that has created the inspection for me. I can click on the inspection now, which is linked to the permit, which is linked to the account. And I can see that we have our inspection here. And then we have our list of all the questions that we do within that inspection. At this time, Mike is going to assign it to one of our inspectors. We do have the capability, if you utilize inspectors to certain areas, we can set those areas up within the system and auto assign those inspections as well, if that's something that would work in your particular environment. But so now that I've assigned this inspection to Ivan, we're going to go ahead and flip over and we'll follow along with Ivan as he's out in the field completing that inspection. With the Salesforce platform, Ivan, our inspector, is able to get up in the morning, get on his phone or his computer, and immediately see what inspections that he might have to do for the day. Also, as new inspections are assigned to him, he can receive emails or push notifications to his mobile device that he has one of those that just came in, and maybe he can call in and schedule it, or he would, if he has time today, just go ahead and head out there and take a look. So what you're seeing here is a view of my tablet. I am using a Android Galaxy tab, but this also works on any Apple device, also your phones, Android phones, iOS phones. Salesforce is an app that exists in both of their stores and can be installed on any of their devices where you can have access to that store. So what you're seeing here is much like my navigation bar on the desktop that went from left to right. This is my menu of all the options that I have as Ivan. And what you might notice too is that the 4 items that are listed here first are the same as these 4 items that are down at the bottom. And so that way, even when I'm not looking at this list, I have very quick access to those 4 items at the bottom. I can immediately go into those areas. So I can go ahead and click on inspections. All right, so we've been able to pull that new inspection that just was being created and sent over to Ivan. And here, so we have our list of pending inspections. Currently, we only have the 1 inspection for Megan's McLean's Pub. And we can click on that inspection, and just like Mike inside the office, Ivan has access to all of the same information. Every one of these hyperlinks, such as here under account or permit, Ivan can drill into to get the additional information that's housed within those specific areas. We can also see the status area where we have where the application is in its steps. So it is a new application currently. what Ivan wants to do is perform the inspection. And rather than having to go into each one of those different questions that we saw and click each one, we've created a flow that will allow Ivan to more quickly disposition the entire inspection. So at the top, you'll notice we have the Begin Food Inspection button. And when I click on that, that's going to launch our flow that we created that will have all of the different inspection questions that we had listed on the inspection. So this would be custom information from you based on your inspection flow. And then you'll notice that we have the status as compliant for all those items along the side as well. That way, if everything is compliant, our inspector doesn't have to go into each one of them and mark them as such. But we're going to be looking at some issues today. So as Ivan, I can click on any one of these particular questions within the inspection, and I can even click multiple at a time if I want to. And I hit next here at the bottom, and that's going to loop through each of the items I selected. So first we start with number 5 that I clicked. I can update this item to non-compliant. I can put in any observations related to this non-compliance that I saw. And being that I'm on a mobile device, I can utilize the speak to text function. Cross-contamination issues. You can see below that I can also select any of the different code sections that might apply specifically to why I mentioned that this was a non-compliant item. So I can go ahead and click a couple things here. And additionally, you'll notice that right above that, I have an upload files button. So again, being on a mobile device, I could very quickly take a photo of the non-compliance and be able to share that, on the inspection for all time. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. And that's going to upload that image to this inspection question. When I hit next, we're going to automatically move on to item number 7, which I had also selected as something I saw. Incorrect temperatures. Again, I can click any one of these food codes that would be applicable to Y. And then because those were the only 2 items I selected at that time, we come back to the questionnaire and you'll notice that 5 and 7 have now been switched to non-compliant. So I could continue with other items, continue through the inspection. And then when I'm finished with all of these, I just have to click finished. And then when I hit next, that's going to end the inspection process. You'll see that it automatically moved our status into the wrap-up phase. And then so Ivan can go to the manager, whoever might be on site, who's, his point of contact for this inspection. He could click on, down here at the bottom of the inspection, he can click on line items. That's going to show us each one of the different items. He could click into the non-compliant item that they had and be able to show them what it was that he had said about the issue. Under files here, we can see that image that we had captured. So if they weren't nearby when he saw it, he could show that to them there as well. And at the end of the inspection, when he's all finished talking to the person on site and we're ready to wrap this inspection up, he can click on sign and complete. And then that will allow whomever is on site could enter in their signature. We can save that. And you'll notice that what the system did is it automatically moved the inspection to completed failed because of the priority items that we had marked as non-compliant. And if we scroll down here, we'll also see that it created 2 follow-up cases for us to go back and relook at each of those items again. Mike is able to see under this pending food permit that they failed this inspection. Those cases are also linked to this permit, so we can see each of these cases and be able to assign them or follow up on them, whatever may need to be done. But what we're going to look at here just as a last step is once all of the issues are taken care of, once Megan has passed her inspections, within the application, I can go ahead and move that application over to approved. And once I look at this application now, we will see that we no longer have a pending food permit, but Megan's permit has been approved and it has been assigned the next number within our permit numbering system. At this point, additionally, we also have the ability to print off that inspection sheet. So here we can see the item, that Megan had failed that was important. So we could print this off. We could send this via email, whatever we might need to do to Megan. And additionally, now that we have approved her permit, we can also print off a food permit that she can hang in the establishment to be able to show that she has done everything correctly. With that, that completes the demonstration of our Environmental Health Accelerator.